All right, good morning to you. It's Daybreak at I-501. Good morning to you. I'm Jeff Slakey along with Vicki Steele.
Good morning.
And we've got 35th District Representative Drew MacEwen in studio. Morning, Drew.
Good morning.
State of the Union last night. Quick, let's get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I thought the president did well. I mean, he's not the best orator in the world, and has a unique communication style, as we're all aware. But
Very nicely
That's a good
put.
way to put it.
but I think he did well. And these things have become more partisan over the years,
They really
and it does at the state level too. It's to me, it's disappointing. I was brought up in a coming of age in the military and everything, and to me there's you have a respect for the office. Doesn't mean you have to like the person,
Sure.
but you respect the office. And to me it's a little disappointing to see a number of members of Congress quote unquote boycott the speech. I think that's pretty amateur, frankly.
Yeah, that is kind of
And then when he cites things that are are a benefit to all, that are not a partisan issue, and you have people that won't even acknowledge it. I mean, when you cite the best unemployment rate from among minorities ever, and you have one side of the aisle that doesn't even
They didn't even
that's
blink.
just incredible to me. I mean, what is more American than lowering an unemployment rate, and especially amongst those that have often come from disadvantaged backgrounds? And what did you want, Patty Murray? I mean, I don't know. I don't understand that philosophy.
Got to
but
give kudos where they're deserved.
And the other thing I noticed too is if there were applause lines that were bipartisan applause lines, and when the cameras cut to the Democrat Party, you kind of saw them looking either at the leadership or really kind of weighing a political choice.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to be seen clapping for that or standing for this and that and the other thing?
Right.
Silly.
Like you said, you respect the office, you respect the pomp and circumstance of this. This is a
Right.
tradition.
Yeah.
It's important that the other thing too is that it's changed so much with social media and the way that I heard on some talking head show yesterday before the speech, they tried to get a full month of legs on this speech back in the mid 90s and things like that, and now it barely lasts a full news cycle before new things happen and stuff like that. So
I thought one of the more touching things, frankly, in it, and President Clinton was the one that started this with bringing in folks into the gallery that that you acknowledged.
Super
but
powerful.
and I forget the gentleman's name, but the one that defected from North Korea to the south.
With the
I thought that was
crutches.
moving, and I mean, what to me that was very Reagan-esque in a way. I mean, it's going up against the evil empire, in this case North Korea.
Yeah,
and,
I actually saw that part of it.
Yeah.
And he stood for a long time.
And he had the
Everyone-
crutches with
Yeah.
him.
Yes,
God
yeah,
bless him.
that's moving.
That was pretty powerful.
Yeah, and
Those
it reminds
stories.
you how good we have it here.
Yeah.
You might not like who's in office at any given time, but my God, we did not have to do that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then the Warmbier family, Otto Warmbier's family, they were there as well. My gosh. Powerful stuff last night. Moving on to the House legislature, what has been happening? Friday, big day, cutoff day, right?
It is, yeah. That's good and bad for me. It means I've got to work all weekend since I'm on a fiscal committee with appropriations. So this is a long one, but the good news is then we get through the cutoff and a lot of. So again, my viewpoint is, I think I've shared before, I'm not this believer in that Olympia night needs to kick out a ton of bills every session. It doesn't mean that that's a good thing. And so I always like cutoff because you get rid of a lot of the crap, frankly. And that, again, both sides are guilty. Both sides run bills that I don't think need to be run. But so you'll hear some screams of painful deaths come Friday.
Yeah.
And we'll really know what we're working with, as we go into the final stretch. And then, of course, we got to go to the floor and vote our stuff off. Senate does that, and then we'll flip, and we really, I mean, the short session is very compressed, and by the end of the month we're at the next cutoff, and boom, I mean it's moving. So
moving fast.
But from my viewpoint, the big thing here will be really what does the Senate do budget wise? They're the lead this year on releasing their proposal on the supplemental budget, and what is it that they really put forward, and that's going to really dictate here how the rest of the session goes. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. As we discussed before, the governor dipped in the rainy day funds, spent all the surplus, and proposed new taxes in his budget proposal. And I think it's an irresponsible budget that he proposed. But I think with the Senate Democrats, I'm I don't think that they're going to entertain a lot of that. But we'll wait and see, and we'll see where we're standing here in a week.
I had Representative Chapman in from the 24th earlier this week, and Democrat here, freshman in the legislature, and he talked a lot about economic development in rural communities, and I know that's something that you and Representative Griffey and State Senator Sheldon work hard on in the 34th. What kind of a relationship across the aisle do you guys have when it comes to those overarching themes that really can help our region?
Yeah, usually you don't see a lot of partisan divide on those things, and Senator Sheldon has talked about this for a long time, and that in the legislature there's really this urban-rural divide that exists, and it's not a Democrat-Republican issue, and that's true. And I've worked a little bit with Representative Chapman, not a lot. We're not on any committees together, and but we've certainly had a couple of conversations and all. And so yeah, I mean we all recognize, we have unique challenges in a rural area, but we also have unique opportunities, and oftentimes policies that are implemented in Olympia are more urban focused, and so it's always trying to bring back, hey, here's what is more centric to a rural area, and so there's a lot of agreement on those types of things.
What are you hoping makes it through the cutoff date here this Friday?
Very little.
As little as possible, huh? Yeah. Well, there's got to be something here that the 35th is looking at, or maybe you or Representative Griffey have put in the hopper.
Yeah, I mean, candidly, I really hope that we get a responsible budget out. I mean, it's a supplemental budget, so we're not rewriting the budget, and I take the viewpoint that a supplemental budget is used to make midstream adjustments based on revenue forecasts, based on caseload. It's not to implement major policy overhauls. That's not what a supplemental year is for. And so I say that, hopefully nothing, jokingly, but there's I do have some seriousness to that as well. This is not a short session. Is not when you do major policy overhauls. I've got some bills related to domestic violence that are moving through that were brought to me by constituents, and I'll make sure that those get through, and I'm confident that they will. But really, my focus has been on the appropriations side and on the budget, and trying to maintain that focus that this is a supplemental, not a policy driven year.
You'll have plenty of time to work on that full budget next year.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, 8:19 here. 35th District Representative Drew MacEwen, thanks for coming on this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Good to see you.